what is going on is not corruption. It is stealing. You cannot be talking about corruption in a society where such conduct is anticipated by principle.
When a whistleblower gives information, the information must be acted upon timeously. It encourages the whistleblower that his effort is not trashed.
Welcome to Transparency Files, the weekly television program brought to you by the ICPC. I am your host, Hawasani Garba. Corruption continues to be one of the most pressing challenges confronting our society. Its devastating effects on development, governance, and public trust cannot be overstated. While anti-corruption agencies like the ICPC and EFCC are making significant strides, there is still much work to be done. One of the most powerful tools in the fight against corruption is whistleblowing, the courageous act of exposing corrupt practices from within organizations. Whistleblowers play a crucial role in uncovering fraud, embezzlement, and unethical behavior in both public and private sectors. In today's edition, we focus on the pivotal role whistleblowers play in promoting transparency and accountability. We will explore the importance of whistleblowing and the impact of their brave actions on governance in Nigeria. Also, in this edition, we will hear from young voices on how social media will serve as a powerful tool in the fight against corruption and other exciting segments. Stay with us. But first, Ruth Awodi is standing by with this week's anti-corruption highlights.
Welcome to this segment on Anti-Corruption Stories. I am Ruth Awodi. The chairman of ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, SAN, has called for innovative strategies for enhancing transparency and accountability in Nigeria. Dr. Aliyu stated this at a three-day National Anti-Corruption Conference, TAC 25, organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption with the theme Fostering Collaboration in Enhancing Transparency within MDAs. Represented by the Commission spokesperson, Mr. Demola Bakari, FSI, the ICPC chairman stated that digital platforms that augment human discretion and promote open access must be fully embraced. In his opening remarks, the House of Representatives Committee Chairman on Anti-Corruption, Right Honorable Prince Kayode Moshood Akiolu, emphasized the importance of collaboration in combating corruption. In his keynote address, the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT, Dr. May Nasara Umar Kogo, said that transparency fosters accountability, deters malfeasance, and empowers citizens to hold leaders to account. The conference brought together stakeholders from various ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, civil society organizations, CSOs, and the private sector, with active participation from attendees engaging in thought-provoking questions and discussions during the panel sessions. In another development, ICPC has reaffirmed its commitment to strategic partnerships in the fight against corruption. It commended the Budget Foundation for its role in promoting transparency and accountability in public service. The commendation was made during Budget's newly developed project tracking policy manual's official presentation to ICPC at its headquarters in Abuja. The ICPC chairman, represented by the Commission's Director of System Study and Review Department, Mr. Olusegun Adigun, FSI, applauded the Foundation's initiative, describing the manual as a significant contribution to efforts aimed at tracking and monitoring government projects across the country. Speaking on behalf of Budget Foundation, Mr. Vayala Kwaga, Group Head of Research and Policy Advisory, expressed appreciation for the continued support of ICPC, while highlighting the importance of the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two institutions. Kwaga described the MOU as a catalyst for impactful joint initiatives. That will be all on this segment. Transparency Files continues with Hawa. Stay with us.
Fellow Nigerians, do you know that constituency projects are actually your projects? Do you know that constituency projects are funded by the federal government? Do you know that you can track release of constituency project funds for projects located in your constituency and follow up to know how they have been executed? Constituency projects happen because government does not want to leave any community out in development efforts. You have a responsibility to know what constituency project has been planned for your community, how much has been allocated for it, and whether value for money has been delivered. Take ownership of constituency projects located in your community. Protect them because they belong to you. Government knows about your needs and is planning for you. Government needs your help to ensure quality delivery. Know that constituency projects are actually your projects. Protect your constituency project. My constituency, my project.
For information on funds allocated to projects in your constituency, call 0800 2255 4272.
This message is from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and the National Orientation Agency.
If you are just joining us, this is Transparency Files. One of the most impactful initiatives in Nigeria's anti-corruption fight is the Whistleblower Protection Policy, introduced by the federal government in 2016. Managed by the Federal Ministry of Finance in partnership with agencies like the ICPC and EFCC, this policy encourages citizens to report financial misconduct, bribery, and other corrupt practices. Whistleblowers are promised confidentiality, protection, and in some cases, financial reward for valid reports. But how effective has the policy been? Are whistleblowers truly protected from retaliation? Our team spoke with legal experts to gain deeper insight into the current legal landscape and explore how it can be strengthened to encourage more people to come forward. Let's hear what they had to say.
The policy was initiated by the Federal Ministry of Finance. I think that was 2016, in December 2016. The whole idea was, if you see something, say something. I think that came on the backlash of the fact that the government before that time was acclaimed to be, or alleged to be highly corrupt, and that official corruption especially, so that led to the concept of whistleblowing. If you know somebody's touch money or any form of corruption, you should help the country to say something about it so that it can be investigated. I think fairly, when you put the whole thing together, some reasonable 521 billion naira was recovered through whistleblowing process. So I think for that, yes, whistleblowing was initiated. When you initiate whistleblowing, you should put it in the context of the variables in that society. Whistleblowing will work in the UK. Whistleblowing will work in the US. Whistleblowing will work in other developed countries where there is citizenship. Where there's no citizenship, whistleblowing will just be what it has turned out to be in Nigeria. It was a season and it is over. Because there is no corruption in Nigeria. There's no corruption. President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan tried to make that point when he said, what is going on is not corruption, it is stealing. You cannot be talking about corruption in a society where such conduct is anticipated by principle. We have this illusion, this imagination. It is contextualized within us that when you are in office, you should help yourself. Help yourself so that till you die, you should continue to go about with 3 SUVs. You should continue to go about with 4 mobile police. You should continue to go about spraying money. You should continue going about donating money to all kinds of things, from naming ceremony to foundation laying to palace building and all of these things. So the man that we want to accuse of corruption, he apparently becomes our victim because he did not do the needful to us. If we want to talk about redeeming our society, and we think whistleblowing is an option, we should go back the society itself. And I don't want to use the word government, because there is nobody in government today that was not on the other side 40 years ago. And what were we talking about 40 years ago? Corruption, bad leadership, and all that stuff. So we have a complete change of guard, and we're still talking about the same thing. So you see, I will talk about the society, whether the people in office or whether the people who elected them or the people they rule over. We must come back to the definition of the society that we want.
The importance of the whistleblowing policy in Nigeria can never be overemphasized. It provides a safe, confidential mechanism for reportage. So whistleblowers are comfortable because they know that they will be safe. Their identities are not out there. So that is one good benefit. That's one benefit of the policy. Then it encourages citizens to join hands with government in this anti-corruption fight. It makes it an all-inclusive fight. Every hand, comes on deck to fight corruption. And then it enhances transparency and accountability. Everybody is mindful that the other person is watching. So in your official capacity, you want to be circumspect because the fear of being exposed is real. When a whistleblower gives information, the information must be acted upon timeously. It encourages the whistleblower that his effort is not trashed. One of the loopholes is that the whistleblower policy is a mere administrative policy. It does not have a legislative backing. And so people can decide, authorities can decide to do whatever they want because there is no legal obligation. Then, insufficient protection of whistleblowers. That is a real threat to their life, to their career. And not only to their life and to their career, but that of their family, who are dependent on them. So a whistleblower does not want to lose his job, does not want to lose promotion. And so he would rather keep quiet than speak up.
Corruption not in my country.
Well, this whole front section is gone, so you need to replace the whole front.
No, it's just the bumper that needs.
No. Let me be the judge of that. Wells. The paint here is off, so you need to repaint the whole car. The whole car.
It's just a scratch.
That is the report that will be given to the insurance for your claim, unless you.
Yes, young guy.
Yes.
Is that your phone?
Oh, yeah, it's my phone.
Hello, FI Insurance.
Huh?
Please, I want to complain about one of your inspectors here. He's begging me now. Don't beg me. He's asking for a bribe. This corruption, not in my country. Bomba.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Thank you for staying with us. Whistleblowing goes beyond exposing corruption. It helps build a culture of integrity and accountability. However, challenges remain. Delays in investigations, weak enforcement, and public skepticism continue to undermine the effectiveness of whistleblowing efforts. We spoke with the Executive Director of the Center for Fiscal Transparency and Integrity Watch to get his perspective on the current policy and its implementation. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, the whistleblower policy is supposed to be a mechanism for the prevention of corruption, because in combating corruption, there's the preventive arm and there is the reactive arm. So a whistleblower policy or a law or a tool, it should be a mechanism that gives citizens, whether in the public sector or the private sector, so that they can proactively disclose any element or infraction or anything they see regarding corruption, sexual abuse, fraud, and all other things that are not supposed to happen. So when you do that, it means the chief executives or the organizations will be on their toes to ensure that they don't commit certain actions or infractions. Yeah, if it's implemented, it will really impact it positively in the sense that a lot of the stealing we hear of today, the public sector corruption, the fraud, will not happen. Because definitely when you look at the kind of cases we have in Nigeria, it's usually related to procurement fraud. So in procurement fraud, there will be what I would call division of crime, or instead of division of labor, there will be so many people involved. So along the way, you find that somebody may want to blow the whistle because he has been disenchanted, or he was not given what he was supposed to be given. So that way, once he blows the whistle, you find out that fraud in particular will not occur because somebody is not happy with what is happening. So it has to happen, that whistleblower policy, but there has to be witness protection too, where the whistleblower has to be protected in case he blows the whistle, and in some certain cases there has to be some incentive for him to want to blow that whistle. Yeah, the implementation is that you need to have a law, and unfortunately all laws in Nigeria have to go to the National Assembly, and as it is today with the kind of democracy we have decided to implement, there are sometimes promoters, or there are sometimes the stumbling blocks of passing anti-corruption laws. So if the National Assembly passed that law, it will help in no mean feat in the fight against corruption. But we have to continue doing the advocacy for the passage of the law, because the policy alone is not enough. It's good, but it's not enough. We need to have a law to entertain the element of witness protection, of the benefits they will get, and all other issues. So the issue is that the National Assembly has to pass that law.
It is clear that whistleblowing remains a vital instrument in the fight against corruption, strengthening the legal and institutional frameworks and ensuring adequate protection for whistleblowers will significantly enhance transparency and accountability in Nigeria. Now, back to the studio.
Welcome back. Now to the youth segment. Social media has emerged as a powerful medium in the hands of young minds in the fight against corruption. Beyond entertainment, young people today have the ability to expose injustices in real time, share stories that would otherwise go unheard, and hold leaders accountable with just a few taps on their screens. From viral hashtags to grassroots digital campaigns, youths can harness the reach and influence of social media to promote integrity and drive meaningful change in their communities. Let's hear how they use social media to stand up against corruption.
Well, you see, most of corruption cases, if given anonymity by maybe using our social media handles to report corruption cases. So by that anonymity, because people don't want to show their faces, they don't want to fall victims. So by using that, we receive most of corruption cases, and then it can help a lot. And then it will make citizens to actively participate, in government works. If the citizens are aware of most of things, so they can report whether the things are done to them or not via social media handle, because Nigeria will give more energy in the social media.
Let me speak from the youth perspective. You go online and you see a lot of things that promotes corruption, a lot of your mates, a lot of your peer pressures promoting corruption through memes, through videos, through articles and all of that. So I believe if it can be used for that purpose, if it can be used to promote corruption, it can also be used to promote accountability. It can also be used as a platform to create awareness about corruption.
I am a Nigerian, a highly cultured race. My culture abhors corruption, and with my integrity, a new Nigeria is possible. I say no to corruption today to build a future for my children. Join me and imbibe the culture of integrity to build a Nigeria of our dreams.
Before we end this week's edition of the program, here's an update on activities from our state offices across the country. Khadija Ibrahim is our guide.
From Imo State comes a report that Mrs. Chinwe Ebelcha has sensitized the management and staff of the National Blood Service Agency on fostering ethical conduct in public service. She emphasized the need to build a better society anchored on honesty and integrity, and further encourage staff to uphold the agency's values and speak up against misconduct. Coming from Kano State, ICPC, in collaboration with EFCC and Nigerian Customs Service, has launched a joint campaign to control the illegal movement of cash across Nigeria's borders at a recently organized sensitization program for stakeholders in Kano. The resident anti-corruption commissioner, Barrister Ahmed Muhammad Wada, sensitized key players such as bureau de change operators and travel agencies, amongst others, on legal requirements as well as relevant sections of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000. And from Makodi, the Whistleblower Anti-Corruption Reporting Program, led by the State Director, Mr. Victor Abari, paid a courtesy visit to the ICPC Benue State Office to advocate for more collaborative efforts between the two agencies. This is in a bid to eradicate corrupt practices in our society, particularly examination malpractices amongst the youths. The delegation was received by the representative of the Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Barrister Kolo Anas.
And that's it for today's edition of Transparency Files. Remember to join us every Friday at 6:30 p.m. on the NTA Network and NTA International. Together, let's stand against corruption and work towards building a more transparent and accountable Nigeria. Until next week, I am Hawasani Garba saying bye for now.